Hey YouTube, so today we're going to jump right into it. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to install Kali Linux or Kali Linux. I don't know how they like to pronounce it, but that's going to be the operating system that we're going to be using to do the hacks. And so I understand, if some of you guys already know about this, about, virtualization and dual booting and all that. If you guys know about that, then just skip this video. But to people who actually want to install this, keep listening. So, there's two ways that we can install Kali Linux. One way that we can do is, like I mentioned before, we can do something called dual booting. Now, dual booting is actually taking your computer and you are installing a live version of, an operating system. Let's say you have a Mac and you want to run Windows. Well, Mac has the option, they have a boot camp option that will actually allow you to install an actual version of Windows so you can dual boot it. You're actually using your system's resources, everything to run that operating system on your Mac. It's no longer a Mac. It is a Windows. So the that option's always good if you know what you're doing. I won't be going over that option because it takes too long and there's so many ways that you can mess up. So many ways that you can just mess up your computer and it's done. It's donezo from there. So I'm not gonna go about how to do it that way. But the second way that we can do this is we can do something called virtualization. Now, this is very, very popular because you're not actually installing the operating system on your physical computer. It's not actually taking up resources or space with on your hard drive to do so. B, it allows you to run many different kinds of operating systems. So maybe you can have a Windows virtual machine, or you can have a Mac virtual machine, you can have a Linux virtual machine, and the many different kinds of all those operating systems that are out there. So it's an easy way to allow you to run multiple operating systems without without having you potentially screw up your computer. So we're going to be doing it that way. So there are two options when it comes to virtualization software, in my opinion. I mean, you have VMware, which is very, very popular, and you have Virtualbox. Now, I will be showing you how to install this on Virtualbox because Virtualbox is the easiest, not just because it's easy to install, but because it's free. And I'm very, very cheap, so I don't like to buy things. So if it's generally free, then I will go after it. So also the people who know about VMware Fusion or VMware Fusion is free for 30 days, but after 30 days you have to start paying. So like I said before, if you're cheap like me and you don't want to start paying, then just do VirtualBox. They'll essentially install the same way. You'll get a different file when you download it from the website, but don't even worry about that. I'll show you guys how to do all that. So first thing we need to do, go and download VirtualBox from their website. Depending on if you have a Mac or a Windows, it doesn't matter. It'll take you to their site. As you can see, it's run by Oracle, so it's a quote unquote quality product. Um, yeah, just install whatever version you have. If you have a Windows, download the Windows binaries, or if you have a Mac, download the Mac binaries. It doesn't really matter. So once you have that installed, you're going to next have to install Kali Linux. So you're going to have to download Kali Linux first. So type in Kali Linux, if I can spell. This is the general site for Kali Linux. It has all the information you could ever want about the system, how it came about, you know, everything that you could ever want to know about Kali Linux is on the website. So if you ever get stuck or you have, something like that, go to this website. They will be able to tell you if, and also if you're interested in, dual booting, which I won't do, but they go over how to do this on their website. I suggest you do that. So go to download Kali Linux. Now you're gonna see all these things called Kali Linux images. Don't worry about those. That's if you're gonna run a dual boot. Don't worry about that. You're gonna go down here. You're gonna see Kali virtual images, and it takes you to this page. Now, this page you'll say, well, it says Kali Linux VMware images. This is if you're installing it on VMware. So, like I mentioned before, VMware is free for 30 days, but after that you have to pay. And I don't think I mentioned this, but if you're a student at a university, check to see what kind of software that you guys can download. Because I know that for me, I was able to get VMware for free because I am a student. So I have some sort of student license or some student activation thing. So it allows me to have, I think, VMware for like a year and a half or 2 years. So that's pretty cool. So check if you're a student because you might have that, promo going for you. But we're going to click over to Kali Linux Virtualbox because that's the, platform that we're going to run it on. And you guys click on Kali Linux 64-bit VBox. I'm not going to download it because I already have it downloaded. Don't worry about where it says torrent or SHA-1 SHA-1 that's just a hash thing. I'll go over what hashes are later. Don't worry about that. So once you have it downloaded, you're going to open up VirtualBox. I see I already have it installed and I already have Kali Linux on here. But once you get that, you're going to notice that your Kali Linux image that you downloaded is going to be something called Kali Linux 2016.2 VBox whatever .ova. Now, this .ova file, it's going to be important that you guys use that image to install on VirtualBox. So in order to install that, you're going to click on File, Import Appliance, and then from this menu, click down, find the file. I'm not going to do all that because I already have it installed. Just follow the directions once you uploaded that, and then you get it on there. It should do all the everything for you, so you don't have to, so there's no possible way that you can mess up. So you should get something like this once you downloaded it. Now you're gonna double click it. Let's make sure that it runs. This menu should pop up. Just hit enter. Might take a while to load up, especially if you're running it for the first time. I just downloaded it for VirtualBox just to show you guys, but I will mainly be using the VMware Fusion because I just like the interface better. But they both work the same exact way, so don't worry. There's always manuals and things online to tell you what to do. So don't get frustrated if you guys get stuck. So once you get to this screen, the username out of the box for the default Kali is root. So you're gonna type that in, and then the password is Toor, Toor. And if you ever forget that, it should tell you if you guys go to this menu and you scroll down, it should tell you right in this area, right here. So there's no way for you to not be able to get it into your system. So once you do all that, this screen should pop up. You have Kali Linux running. If you don't have this screen pop up or something went wrong, troubleshoot, figure it out. I can't unfortunately be the technical person to help everybody out because everybody has a different system. Maybe you're running it on Windows, maybe you're running this on Linux and you're trying to do another virtualization of a Linux on this. I don't know what your situation is, but I cannot technically support every single person. So if general questions come in being like, well, I did this and I did this, I can give somewhat help, but I cannot give every single person, install help. So look online. There's plenty of resources out there for you guys. And, once you've installed it, then you're all set. So next video, we'll actually, jump right into it and start some real hacking.